You're listening to the Daily Nugget, dnugget.com, for March 28th. It is Tech Thursday. I'm Andy. Janelle, we discussed before the episode started recording, she needs to be in the front of the classroom because sometimes, or a few times this week, it feels like she wasn't quite paying attention.
Whatever. Come on. Give me a break.
Okay, Jenn, you have a rebellious teenager here. And as the mother of the group,
that's what it sounds like.
I have a 17-year-old, and that's kind of how he talks when I'm like, hey, buddy, maybe you can get better than a C- in this class.
Whatever.
You really call him buddy?
What do I call him? I don't even know. I'm just like, hey. Usually our conversations now start with a big sigh for both of us.
Yikes.
Oh,
I'll go, knock on his door. I go, hey, so I was looking at your grades. And then he's like, on his keyboard with the mouse. What? Hey, buddy. I might actually say,
is that what's happening?
boy,
There's a sigh.
yeah, there it is.
Too soon, the PTSD.
Oh boy.
Tech Thursday. The theft of a giant radio tower has silenced what used to be the voice of a small Alabama town and the surrounding county. In Jasper, Alabama. Is that near you, Janelle?
No. I'm in Oklahoma.
But Alabama's closer to Oklahoma than it is Minnesota. So
True. That is true.
you are closer than us.
Okay. In that respect, you're right.
Thieves made off with a 200-foot tower.
Whoa.
I'm trying to figure out how you do that. Okay. The theft was discovered February 2nd when a maintenance crew arrived in the wooded area where the tower once stood and found it gone.
Where do you hide that kind of a...
And they took all the equipment.
Man, those truck beds are getting longer and longer. It's ridiculous.
I wonder
Maybe
how long it took them because it was discovered in a second.
Right. Well, and here's the thing. Once the radio station tower is down, the radio station is no longer on the air.
Right.
Right.
So as soon
How
as
long was it running?
how long was the radio station off the air? No one cared. That's always my worry. If I ever have a moment of dead air on my show, I think, either do people think it's a good thing that I'm no longer on the air?
That station has been on the air since the mid 50s.
That's sad. That's sad. Well, and the general manager, Brett Elmore. Let's see, I got to do my best Southern voice.
Oh boy, here we go.
We're good.
Seems like a mistake.
You can still turn back. It's not too late.
You don't have to go down that path.
We won't even mention it.
I need a starter word for my Southern voice. What's the Southern?
You don't. No, you're good.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Silence. That is the best course of action right now.
I gotta get my sweet tea
Oh,
to break into my building and steal all my equipment and the tower.
you sound
Obviously,
like
he didn't have some kind of off-air alarm. You know, don't all radio stations have that kind of thing?
I don't know, like this guy doesn't. I mean, I remember at least. I mean, you could do it on the cheap because we worked at a station where everything was on the cheap, and it was literally it was hooked up to an old clock radio. Remember that?
What was?
And then when the station had silence, and it happened a lot because again, we worked at a station where everything was done on the cheap. the clock alarm would go off or something. I just remember it being in the hallway, and it was like one of those old digital ones, that you used to have.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? It wasn't by your office. It was by the on-air people's office, by the other office.
The important
The
people.
DJ.
The DJ office.
I think I just blocked it all.
You ever notice how Jen and I were both DJs and we were never included in the DJ office?
Oh, we
didn't
never
notice that.
No,
we never counted.
That you got more work done because you weren't in that office.
That was
Really?
The people that were in that office. It was me, Shawn Michaels.
We're naming names.
Well, I love Shawn Michaels. He's my friend. But Shawn Michaels also is successful in reading the entire internet every day.
That is true.
All right, inside joke.
My favorite story is I'll widen it out. Names to protect the innocent. But there was a bunch of people that they put us all in this giant room. So there's a bunch of people in there. One person decided to put their desk towards the front as they were facing the door, that the entryway, so they looked like they were the receptionist of the room. But there was no need for a receptionist. It was just they didn't want anyone to see their computer screen when they walked in, so they couldn't verify that they were or were not doing work at the time.
I mean, that's what I used to do when I worked.
Well, maybe we wanted to read the internet, you know?
Well, someone has to do it. If you put something on the internet and no one reads it, does it exist?
Yeah.
Or listens to it, like this podcast? Does it exist?
We've had a whole 300 plays, man.
Hey. Okay, so this radio station. They don't know. The theft was reported on February 2nd, but the date and time of the crime was not known. And
it could have been gone for
who knows,
like a month, and they just kept going.
Wow.
Like nothing was wrong.
Now this guy also has a GoFundMe, but I am not, even though I did give to the GoFundMe yesterday, I'm not going to start giving to every single GoFundMe that we talk about. I can't do it.
Okay, if you talk in another accent this episode, you have to give to it.
That's what.
This is a consequence.
It's not a rule.
For behavior.
Okay. So does that mean I get one impersonation per episode?
Learn unless there are consequences.
Does that mean I get one impersonation per episode?
No.
No, I'm not making rules with you right now. I'm setting a standard for this episode alone.
Why do I feel like you've had the same conversation with your children?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I really like it. I want to do it.
I understand you like it. And that's okay that you like it, but we're not going to do it this episode. Do you understand?
Wow.
But next time? Do I get to do it next time?
We'll talk about it next time. We're not talking about that right now.
Wow. This got weird.
Well, I don't want to do this anymore then. That's the nugget. This isn't fun anymore.
So bringing joy out of this podcast?
Please,
wow.
Okay, let me know. Accents, yes or no? nuggethatemail@gmail.com.
Excellent.
The answer is no.
And maybe I'm willing to compromise. Maybe we come up with an acceptable amount that's greater than zero. Greater than zero. That's all I ask.
You cleared that up. Okay.
We'll give him a limited number of words.
Sam,
Can you really do an accent if there's only 3 words allowed?
Oh, I can come up with an accent with 3 words.
I'm sure you can.
You
problem.
want to?